Welcome back to another edition of the Full Arch Masters podcast. This is part 2 of our Day 4 Docs podcast. We are on Day 4 of Full Arch Masters, and we have such a big group this time with so many amazing doctors from all over the country and all over the world that we split our doctor group up into 2 podcasts today. So we're going to continue where we left off with the last group, and we're going to talk to these fine gentlemen about their experiences at Full Arch Masters. So guys, welcome to Day 4 of your journey in Full Arch Masters. The course isn't finished. We still have half a day left, but I thought we'd take a little bit of time and just have a quick conversation about your experience here and, chat about Full Arch Dentistry. So let's just go around. You guys can introduce yourselves. Just give us your name and where you're from and kind of your background in Full Arch. Doc.
So, I'm Michael Gitlin. I'm from New York. I practice in Long Island, New York, Bethpage. My experience with full arches, I've done quite a few full arches, but not immediate loading, okay? And a lot of them were still 10 years ago or whatever, were implants, custom abutments, PFM bridge, so it's like old school dentistry, okay, bread and butter. But instead of using teeth, I was using implants. So I've been doing implants for maybe a good 20 years, okay? And I've done a lot of full arches, but not what you mean by full arch.
Right.
Okay? The traditional, where I put implants, put healing caps, full upper, full lower, integrate for 5 months, take impressions, custom abutments, PFM bridge, and that's what it is.
Right.
I do a decent amount of single, double implants, regular day-to-day bread and butter.
Right.
Okay. As far as immediate loading, I've done 2 cases.
Okay.
Okay. So basically, both of the cases, I had lab technicians come in to my office with the photogrammetry. Okay. But it was not immediate loading the same day, because they had to take everything to the lab. One was within 48 hours, one was within 72 hours.
Okay.
Okay? So basically, I did 2 cases.
Okay. Well, that's a great place to start.
Yeah.
So we'll come back to your experience in a few minutes. Doc, why don't you introduce yourself and say hello and give us your experience?
Dr. Tai Hao from Newport Beach, California. And for me, I've placed tons of implants. However, I've never done any type of immediate loading full arch restorations. At our office, we practice a full digital workflow, everything, from cosmetic work. We do 3D printing, intraoral scanning. So, I'm very familiar with the digital dentistry aspect of it. And so I wanted to take this course, 1, to learn how to do full arches, and then 2, to be able to better utilize the technology I have to offer better services for the patients and just do something a little bit different than what the doctors next door are doing.
Right.
Yeah.
Awesome. Doc.
My name is Friend Bechtel. I'm in Kentucky. I went to practices there. My experience in full arch, I've done 7 arches. I've got some wonderful mentors in Kentucky that I've taken fam in the past. I've had some other wonderful mentors with other courses that have graciously flown out and done surgeries with me. I'd say putting the parts together, this has been phenomenal to kind of put those, fill in the spaces. Never going to do a smart denture conversion again.
Right. Well, this is a little bit of a step ahead.
Yeah. So it's been great to see digital workflows. That's a big change.
Awesome.
Chris Munn from Austin, Texas, Pflugerville to be specific. Doing about 7 to 10 arches per month right now over the last few months, just gradually building up from 1 to 2 arches, then getting to 3 to 4 and 5. So it's something that's definitely building up. I've done analog conversions, I've done guided, and lately I've just been trying to find our workflow. And I've tried some other digital workflows that didn't work quite as well for us. And ever since finding you guys, it's really refined our approach. Our results have been amazing. Great experience for the patients, great experience for the team and myself. So super happy to be here. Have learned so much from you and the team, and just very, very thankful.
Awesome. Great to have you.
I'm Ari Gitlin. I work with my father, Michael Gitlin. I help him run the practice, coordinating things for him, help managing the staff, a lot of the digital equipment. This course definitely far exceeded our expectations. We learned a lot of things that we're going to be implementing Monday morning. Like my father mentioned, he's been doing full arch for a long, long time, but I've been pushing him, and we felt like it was time to take the leap to do full digital workflow. It definitely gives patients a better result. It's more efficient. It's all about the patient. So immediate load definitely helps patients across the board with healing, with comfort. It will help us do more cases, develop his skills more, and we can't say enough great things about this course. We'll definitely be recommending it, and like I said, Monday morning we're going to be implementing almost everything we learned.
Yep. Well, most of you brought at least one or a couple of team members with you, and one of the things that we focus on here at Full Arch Masters is team training, true team training. So Ari just kind of alluded to, your role in the practice, and you all brought some people with you. Tell me a little bit about how important it is to have your team here, and how important it is for those team members to help you take that information home. We'll start in the front here.
Definitely important. There's no way I could go back and implement this on my own. There's no way I would have captured as much information on my own without team members implementing it. It's invaluable. I think it's pretty much should be like a necessity almost if you're truly serious about implementing any process, whether it's something with implants, something with a totally different procedure, any type of CE you go to. I feel like team members are crucial to get them on board, to get them on the same page, and just easier and more effective implementation down the road for sure.
Right. Agreed.
I agree with Chris 100%. It's absolutely critical to have your team here to, especially a procedure of this magnitude, and the amount of money patients are spending. Everybody has to be on board. The treatment, the manager, treatment planner, your assistant even has to be on board just to know, just to be able to visualize this procedure, like from day one when we got to see you perform it, and they wanted to come and watch. They now understand what's involved and, the steps that are required to, get everybody on board, patients on board, team on board, yeah.
So what would you say you're most excited about now having taken this course? You're almost done. You got one more afternoon to pack some info in. What are you most excited to go back and implement into your office, Dr. Friend?
Gosh, it's a hard question.
Right. Off the top of your head.
Yeah, honestly, I'd tease it back into your last one of, seeing is believing, and I don't want to be the bottleneck in my practice. And so bringing team members, I'm really excited to see and watch them.
Right.
Take what they've learned and implement it.
Right.
So Full Arch isn't new, right, to me, but it is to the team. And
Right.
so seeing them, you can tell them digital workflow is great, and it's amazing, and it works. And for a team that's been not in the Stone Ages, but loving impressions and struggling to take over the 3Shape scanner, it's like,
Right.
they've seen it, how easy it can be. I'm excited to watch them not do impressions.
Right.
Really.
Watch them flourish.
Yeah, exactly. See the excitement kind of start
Right.
that flywheel of momentum.
So, this is a CE course and you learned a lot, but, this is really the beginning of the journey for most of you guys. And Full Arch Masters is going to be here to support you in any way that we can. What do you think about the camaraderie that we've worked hard to create amongst the docs that attend, and you'll get to interact with other docs and other teams as you progress on your journey? Do you think Full Arch Masters has done a good job in creating that kind of environment?
Absolutely. I've been to a lot of courses, okay? And I think here you have such a great energy, it's like a family. You don't know people, you meet them for 4 days, but at the end of the 4th day, it's like a family, You really created such an environment, which is, you can learn, but there is no pressure. You know, you see how easy it can be done. Obviously, it's easy when you do it. It takes a little bit more time with us, but it's so easy, okay? And the other thing is, there's no judgment or anything, because like in a lot of courses, when they go on the podium, they say something, they try to show off their knowledge, and then they try to ask questions, who knows? And nobody in the audience knows, you know, and you feel like stupid.
Right.
Okay, in here, no questions, you can ask question anytime, you know, everybody is equal. Like in the steam room, you know, everybody is equal.
That's a good analogy. I'm
You
going to
know,
steal that one.
the
Maybe
short-
we should be doing this in our towels.
Right.
Green fam towels.
So it's basically, it's very good. It's by far the best course. It was, I mean, Ari pushed me for that course. I'm like 5 years from retirement, okay?
Right.
And obviously, when he came into my practice as an anesthesiologist, it's like things changed, because he's
Right.
limited to anesthesia only.
Right.
But I don't know how to scan, I don't have Instagram, I don't have Facebook.
That's your homework.
Right, that's my homework, right? Like for 30 years, I was like penny saver guy, coupons, Crown $5.99. And when he came in, he said that it's enough. So he takes care of all the marketing, everything.
Right. Well, I was going to jump over to you, Ari. You mentioned before our podcast about being here and seeing the way I run my practice, and it kind of opened your eyes to something. What did you mean by that?
So I just want to touch up on something that my father alluded to. One of the big highlights of the course is definitely you make it very tangible. You explain everything. You make everyone feel like they can go home on Monday and do it. It's very well explained. It's not too. I mean, of course, the whole process is complicated, but you really you do a very good job explaining things. For years, we thought that we could just do everything. And I think over the last year, and this course really drove it home, and we saw the way you have your team set up and you treat your staff and everything. It's a team effort.
Right.
So over the last year, we've been trying to kind of dedicate some of our team members to Full Arch. And I think after this weekend, one of the things we're probably going to be implementing very soon is making some of the team members only focus on Full Arch.
Right.
Because it's a practice in of itself.
Of course.
And everything from, people handling lead management on the phones, treatment coordinators, assistants, the way the surgeon in the practice maps out the surgery.
Right.
It's a certain mindset.
Right.
And it deserves its own time.
Its own identity.
Exactly.
Within your
100%. And that's something that my father and I have been talking about all weekend. Almost making like a clear delineation between the Full Arch practice and the GP.
It's like a practice within a practice.
100%.
And that's not the first time I've heard that.
Oh no, and
Yeah, it's
being
very-
here really drove it home.
Right. And so I think all of you are general dentists, right? Yeah. By training. So general dentistry is really taking the forefront on full arch dentistry. And, nothing against specialists. I've had many specialists come through this course, and there's a room for everybody. But the GP, who has surgical skill sets and in-house lab and, a team that's developed to phase out this entire process really does have a really good position and an advantage in this marketplace where patients are actually coming in and asking for this service as a unique self-described process. I want all in 4, I want all in 6, I want all in X. So, where do you see your practices going? Are you going to continue to be GP with a small set of full arch? Or are you going to try and go full steam ahead, full arch?
For me personally, I want to stay GP and then implement Full Arch into the practice. And then eventually my goal would be similar to what you have, which
Right.
is a Full Arch implant specialty practice.
Right.
That's the
end goal.
Yeah.
Same? Anyone?
Our family's had a big GP practice in the community.
Right.
We're a big part of the community. Luckily, we have a few associates working for us. So I think moving forward, the GP practice is still the bread and butter. It helps us do all the other things and get all the other technology and spend money on marketing for Full Arch.
Right.
Definitely our marketing and our technology at this point even before we came to the course, was more focused on full arch.
Right.
But I think moving forward, we're really going to try to have our associates kind of keep the GP part of the practice running. And then hopefully Dr. Michael can focus on more on full arch, where he's really more valuable at this point.
Right. Right.
Same for us. Just other docs handle the GP side and the bread and butter.
Right. So you want to keep that part in-house.
Very, very rural area.
Right.
So it's not even, it's what the community needs. And, when I came in, I promised the team, I promised the community a certain
Right.
message. And, I set up my life in 3 to 5 year goals. So it's like, no matter what, we're going to take care of you for the next 5 years. And if I can do full arch, which I fully plan to, and exclusively focus on that and surgery, so implants and extractions, I'm going to do it. But I will, we'll keep the other side alive and vibrant for.
Right. It's awesome. Well, you guys, coming into this course, I'm not sure what your expectations were, whether you're going to just be sitting across the table from me, listening to me talk all day or what. But, Full Arch Masters prides itself on being team training. So you got to meet a lot of people maybe you didn't expect to meet and learn from. Do you guys have anything to say for the quality of the people that you worked with and, shout out to their hard work this week? Any kind words to say to my team?
I mean, we thought everyone was very professional. People from working in the lab or for FAM or crossovers, everyone was very professional, very nice. This course ran very well. Like a Swiss watch, really nice, very comprehensive. My father and I are pretty picky in regards to most things, but the last 4 days exceeded our expectations.
Cool.
I would say your team definitely knows what they're talking about. I mean, it seems like they are experts in what they do. Obviously, very welcoming and professional, of course. Super, just really able to get one-on-one with any team members that asked for it. I love the fact that there was a lot of time allocated to team training. It wasn't just like one hour breakout session.
Right.
It was, hours and hours. And I know we have some more time allotted for that as well. And even I texted you personally, was like, hey, can my team get certain training on this? And you made time for that. And like I said, the thing is everyone is just like an expert in their field, whether it's Patty with the treatment planning or your lab guys, all of them. And everybody was super just willing to go out of their way to help teach whatever it is that, my team was working on. So
Great.
Yeah, I mean, the guys have said it. I've been to several courses, and the leader of the course generally is a really good teacher and has a very vast depth of knowledge. So I came expecting that. What I didn't expect is, like you said, you got a bunch of professionals. Not only are they really, really good at what they do, they're 2, good at explaining it, and 3, very open and inviting. So it was awesome. Every person we talked to is an open hand of, you want to see the mill here? Let me show you how it works. Hey, this is where we get our materials. This is where we get our burrs. So it was really cool.
I want to mention one more thing. Also being here, I think showed my father and I that I think we need to let our staff flap their wings a little more. Teach them a little bit more. Maybe, supervise them, but maybe not micromanage them. Let them do scans. Let them do some pre-op stuff.
Right.
Another thing I noticed here is as some of the people become more senior, they start training some of the more junior people.
Immediately.
Right. So that's a big thing we're going to implement actually in our practice also.
Right.
We're not, I don't want to say we're control freaks, but we like to do a lot of things ourselves, especially for full arch. It's a very, patients putting a lot of responsibility in our hands.
Right.
But definitely cascade of people training each other. I think that's something that we're definitely going to bring home also.
No, everybody was so beautiful and wonderful and kind and attentive, okay? Because first breakfast I came in, right? And I see everything has either pork or bacon.
Right.
I don't eat either one.
Right.
Okay, so, and she asked me, why you're not getting? I said, I don't eat pork or bacon, okay, ham, you name it. And next day I had a special breakfast, like eggs and cheese,
Right.
without meat, okay? And then lunch I had special. This morning I also had a vegetarian. I mean, I eat meat,
Right.
beef is fine, but no pork bacon, okay? So she got me my special breakfast and lunch every day. I mean, it's a like very small detail, but it's very, very important, you know?
Right.
Otherwise, it's okay, so don't eat it. Take it out of there. I mean, but it's contaminated. Okay? Just take it out. No.
Yeah.
You know? So everybody's wonderful. And when I saw like in the surgery room, I mean, we do surgery, and when we do it, it's got some kind of a tension. You know, it's always like
The high tense.
high tense. Right. Okay. I mean, either he's running with propofol, they stop breathing, whatever, or my assistant is not holding the chin up. You know?
Surgery can be stressful.
It's stressful, and your staff works such ease.
Right.
You know, it's like a joke, basically.
Right. It's important to be calm. You know, it takes time. It's a process, but proper training, proper team engagement, and letting people blossom and thrive and have their own self-confidence will make them calm. You mentioned the surgeries and the live patient experience. One thing that I've been very, very focused on is making sure that you guys have a decent amount of lecture material, a decent amount of hands-on practice, but I think the live patient sessions are the most important for you guys to not only see it happen, but then to actually be able to do it, some of these things on live cases. How important do you think that was to the curriculum?
Working on live patients. Yeah, I would say it's definitely important. It's one thing to just learn things through lecture and watching, you know, videos, and it's another thing to actually be hands-on, working with like the photogrammetry machine, just talking to the patients directly and just being in that environment. Just kind of sets the tone and allows you to just really experience it.
In a live setting.
In a live setting, yeah.
Yeah. Because there are a lot of courses where they do like surgery, but it's a
Yeah,
huge
those-
glass.
Yeah.
You know, and you sit in auditorium and you're watching through the glass,
Right,
and it's just, and a big monitor.
right,
I can be home watching on the monitor because through the glass I cannot see anything because the first row will see it. What am I going to see?
right. But we tried to get you as close as possible.
Correct.
Well, you mentioned live surgery. Chris, you've done our surgical course. Now you've done our flagship course. Give us a quick overview of your experience having done 2 back-to-back courses with FAM.
Yeah, I mean, like I told you guys, a 10 times better surgeon right after that live surgery course. It was just like, just go, all day, just surgery. Obviously there was lecture at the beginning, but that was, you know, I think that was like something that changed the trajectory of my career personally. Just with the techniques and things you couldn't just show in lecture.
Right.
Which is speaking to the importance of us being able to do it. Oh, I'm doing something, maybe I never realized I was making a bad habit of my posture or the way I cut my flaps, and you guys being able to, the mentors being there, seeing that and being able to correct me, you know, just elongates my career. It makes everything more efficient in surgery or restorative on the prosthetic side. So, I mean, yeah, I think I messaged you a couple of years ago about this, and I really wish I would have pulled the trigger then instead of wasting a couple of years, but I'm super happy that I'm
Right.
here now for sure.
Better late than never.
Better late
Exactly,
than never.
exactly.
And you, 5 years left, better late than never.
Yeah.
Okay, so you guys have one half day and afternoon left at Full Arch Masters. The whole array of technology, people, lab, everything is going to be open to you. Where are you spending your last half day?
We're spending with Camille.
With vendors. That's a very important part.
Right. Because
Figuring out where to go
I'm the kind
next.
of person, if I leave this course and I'm not going to purchase it,
Right.
then it's going to procrastinate.
Right.
Okay?
Right.
So we're getting iCam, the mill, and the printer
Nice.
here. Electrical surgical motor.
Right.
And we're getting like introductory package. I don't know, maybe 50 implants.
Right.
We're gonna start use
Neodent.
Neodent. Right. So we like kind of.
So you're putting pieces together for the last couple
So we
hours.
like right. We're doing a little shopping.
Little
I told my wife yesterday. She said, "When are you gonna retire?"
Well,
Never be able to retire. Every time you buy like.
right.
well, and you're going to get a new sense of vigor and a new sense of energy. You watch.
Maybe I'll work for an extra 5 years.
No, I'm thinking we're going to get at least a decade out of you now.
You know, that's like really for an extra 5 years.
All right, Ty, what are you doing with your last half a day here?
I think I want to go hang out in the lab, actually. Pick the lab tech's brains.
All right, it's where the cool kids hang out. That's what I say.
I mean,
Lab is where the cool kids hang out.
watching them design through Exocad. I mean, I did some training at Exocad, but like the way these guys work through it and
Right.
watching them, observing them with their skills, I just kind of want to learn a little bit more.
Perfectly reasonable. Friend, we're going to spend the last 4 hours of family.
Picking your brain till you're sick of me.
I don't think that'll happen, but okay. So you're going to be picking my brain. What are you going to do?
We're also heading to the lab.
Lab.
That was one of the main things
Right.
we wanted to get implemented and go, and so we're going
Right.
to spend as much time in the lab as possible.
Awesome. All right. What's your last?
So I'm going to make sure that we actually brought a lab tech,
Right.
which I think is huge.
Fundamental.
Huge. I think that'll give us an advantage. So we're going to send him to the lab.
Right.
I'm going to invest some of Michael's money to help him retire.
Right. I like it. I like it. I like it. Well, thank you guys from the bottom of my heart, from my team. I hope you guys had as good of a time as it looked. And I wish you all the sincerest best. Your success is our success from this point forward. So Full Arch Masters and I will be here in any capacity that we can moving forward to help you guys thrive. So.
Thank you so much.
Thank
You're
you.
very welcome.
Thank
So thanks for tuning in to this part 2 edition of our Full Arch Masters podcast. I'm Dr. Ryan Dunlop. We are here in sunny and warm Fresno, California on day 4 of our Full Arch Masters flagship course. These docs have just a few more hours to squeeze as much out of this institution as possible, and I wish them all the best of luck. If you're interested in signing up for a course or you want some more information, don't hesitate to reach out to us. You can find all the information on our website at fullarchmasters.com. Feel free to reach out to me at info@fullarchmasters.com. Have yourself a fantastic day.